I don't know how Americans feel about Meghan Markle right now. I know you can't speak for the whole of America, but as our token American this morning, is she still as popular out there as she was a year ago?
No, absolutely not. And I think there's this misconception that she is popular and that Harry is popular in the U.S., but it's really just because some of the late-night comedians adore them and continue to adore them. And so, yeah, some of the traditional media outlets, as well as the late-night comedians, have a fondness for them that is not shared by the American people. So, and that wasn't the case 2 years ago, that's for sure. I mean, she was warmly embraced, and so was Harry, originally in the U.S.
But they're low-hanging fruit, aren't they? If you want someone to poke a bit of fun off, they've become parodies of themselves via their Netflix drama, Harry's book, all the interviews.
Absolutely. And they, again, they had a following, and it was a very positive following, and they've really self-destructed it.
Same here,
yeah,
Charlie.
Exactly.
That's my take on it. We loved Meghan Markle when she first came along. That wedding, it was brilliant, dragging the royal family into the 21st century. It's all gone wrong. Specifically today, this is the fact that her sister, Samantha Markle, she appeared in court yesterday at a virtual court hearing. She's accusing her sister of defamation, basically using a false rags to riches narrative. This could end pretty badly for Meghan Markle, couldn't it?
Well, it's impossible to believe that anything could be fabricated or the story could have additional drama, a dramatic licence to apply to their lives. But I think you're absolutely right, and it goes to the crux of what you were saying, that this is a couple who have pleaded for privacy and yet have gone through an Oprah interview, have had a Netflix series that now, an autobiography by Harry called Spare, that just reveals too much information. Yeah. And information that is constantly being challenged, even during that Netflix documentary, using images of what seemed to be mass crowds of paparazzi. It was an event totally unrelated to them at all. It was a government event that they weren't at. So
this is the pushback now, isn't it? I mean, and it isn't just, as you said, Greg, it isn't just a British thing that we like to bring people down who've done well and who've, written books and have series about themselves. But this is when that kind of pride and that hubris comes home to roost.
Right, and I think, the reactions in both countries are very similar, but Americans love rags to riches stories. They really do. They just don't like fake ones. And so, now, I don't know if it's worthy of a libel case. I don't think the case will work, actually, but it doesn't mean that it's a good thing, So I think this rags to riches argument she made, I mean, she went to Northwestern, very elite school, very hard to get into, was in a very exclusive sorority called Kappa, the beautiful people sorority. The rags to riches thing is not going to fly.
Because her father was quite successful in Hollywood as a lighting director.
Yeah, it wasn't, I mean, she wasn't, didn't struggle through poverty. She didn't grow up in Watts in L.A. I mean, this is a bit of an exaggeration. And again, if it was true, I think Americans would love that, the princess story, But, that's I think she's using that. She obviously likes to, appeal to, for pity, which is crazy. Everybody should, I think many people would be quite envious of her.
Well, she casts herself as the victim repeatedly, doesn't she?
Loves the victim.
Funnily enough, when Nicola Sturgeon was resigning yesterday, my inbox was full of people saying, is she going to do a Meghan Markle and cast herself as the victim here? Yeah. It's become a thing, hasn't it? Her sister, interestingly enough, Samantha, she's only asking for $75,000 in damages. It seems like quite a random... By the time she's paid her legal fees out of that, she's going to end up with $10,000. Maybe Meghan Markle should just give it. She got 30 million whatever it was for the Netflix. 90, was it 90? 30 million for that? I don't know. These numbers are so enormous. I think he got 30 million for his book and they got another 50 million or so for the documentary series. She should just give her the money, shouldn't she, Charlie?
Well, one way out of it, I suppose, you could just do that, which begs the question as to why, this story just adds to the narrative of being the victim, that, not only is the public against them, the media, the establishment, but, Meghan's own family are now turning against her. So, woe is me.